everyone, this is Marcia from One Scrap at a Time, and I'm back today with another YouTube scrapbook process video for JustNick Studios. So today I'm using a new cut file called the Spiderweb 2, and I'm also for my title using one from a file called 31, and it has an assortment of Halloween die cuts in it, the Too Cute to Spook that I'm using for my title, and also this die cut cat because I like cats. So I'm piecing together my title here. I wanted to put some googly eyes on here in the spook because there were eyes in the die cut, but I thought they were just too plain if I left them white or black, and so I wanted to use the googly eyes. So I'm using, I thought the large looked better than the smaller set, so I'm using the larger set, and I'm just going to glue them in here on the die cut over where they were going to go. So I'm scrapping some photos of my dog today. So this is Satchel, and he is part poodle, part cocker spaniel, part Bichon. And I like to dress him up for Halloween because he likes to greet all my trick-or-treaters at the door. And some of the little kids, because he's a black dog, are afraid of him, but if he is in costume, they seem to think it's fun and they like it. So, and he likes it too. He likes to see him. So what I'm doing is I'm piecing together some assorted pattern papers behind my photo to create some layers. So I'm using a bunch of different pattern papers I had left over. It's an assortment. I think Die Cuts with a View and Graphic 45 and I don't even know all where they all came from. But I like the colors. I like the orange and the purple and the green, and so that's what I was kind of sticking with, that those colors, because his costume had the purple and the orange, and so it went really well. So, and then I'm going to layer up some more pattern paper behind my second photo here. And to make the photo pop a little bit more, I'm matting it onto some black cardstock, and that just makes it pop just a little bit more from all those layers of paper. So I'll have the two photos here, and I'm going to place them on top of my spider web, because I thought since he's a spider that he should be on the spider web. So the Spiderweb 2 is a new cut file from JustNick Studios. It just came out. And it's really fun. It has some intricate lines there. It's really cute. So I was going to cut out some of the footage here because it's kind of boring watching me play around with all these little scraps of paper here. But Movie Maker wasn't cooperating with me, and so you're just going to have to listen to me babble, I guess. So tell me, how many of you dress up your fur babies for Halloween? And what costumes have you dressed them up as? Be cool to see your photos even in the comments section. If you would upload your photo, let me see your fur babies for Halloween. So, alright, so once I have my layers here, I like to distress the edges a little bit and even tear some of the edges, so that's what I was fiddling around doing there. So now that I have the general sense of where these die cuts are going to go, I want to put some ink on my background. So I'm just going to use the plastic packaging technique and some spray mist. And I had some purple, and this is like raspberry, Heidi Swap raspberry. And I remember it being more purple than pink, but of course on this layout it looks more pink. But I guess it's okay because most of it's going to be covered up anyway. And then that yellow-orange mist is some old October afternoon that I had. So I thought it needed to be grounded. So I wanted to put a little strip of pattern paper on the edge. And so I had this coordinating 12 by 12 sheet. And I just cut off a little strip there that I could put on the edge. And of course I have to make it messy too and spritz on a bunch more ink just by flinging it. And I really like the look that of the die cuts with the ink behind. It really makes the die cut pop a little more. I think it gives it more dimension, and I don't know, I just love it. A really cool technique to use with your die cuts. And I did not use any gesso on my background here. It's a really heavy basil marshmallow cardstock, and since it's so heavy, it doesn't warp like a normal cardstock does. It's smooth, it's not textured. That's also really important to me. I like smooth cardstock, not the textured. So I'm playing around with some die cuts now. All these die cuts that I have are left over from some Jillibean Soup from a collection they had, I think maybe even 2 years ago. But I remember it had all these little spider webs in it, and I thought that'd be cool to layer up around my photo. And I also wanted some spiders, so I had some spider stickers from an old Carta Bella collection. So this is really serious stash bashing here. I'm using stuff from all kinds of my stash. And that's really cool, because I did not purchase any Halloween paper this year. So if I can use my stash, that's awesome. Off camera, I did do some machine stitching. I really love the texture machine stitching adds to the layout. So I stitched over my title, the Too Cute Too, and then I also stitched up the side of my layout over that pattern paper. The next day when I looked at my layout, I thought it was still kind of boring. So off camera too, I did add some messy bunches of thread underneath my photo. I thought too that would make it look more spiderwebby. And then I added some flair. I remembered I had some Halloween flair from a Flair For Buttons, and that just completed my layout. It was perfect. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'd love to have you as a subscriber to my channel. Bye bye now.